Hey everyone, so kind of doing this video on the fly. I was uh, I was watching YouTube and like Tim Pool and the quartering, and I have like a dozen other things that I watch, and I think I consume news from both sides, probably like 4 hours a day. My nose is constantly in the media. I do watch CNN just to see what they're saying, and I watch Fox, and I watch OAN, and it's amazing today. That whole thing about Tim Pool, what happened was on Tim Pool, he talked about Don Lemon, and I think it's hilarious what Don Lemon did. So apparently what happened was CNN's ratings tanked like 77%. And I mean, we all knew this was coming. You gotta know that the CNN execs were, even though they were happy that Trump was elected out of office, or I don't know if that was what happened, but that they have some sort of depression now that he's gone, right? Because now they have no boogeyman to target. So Don Lemon decides to do this whole thing where he says changes are coming. CNN Tonight with Don Lemon is going to end, whatever. And it turns out all that happened was the title change from CNN Tonight with Don Lemon to Don Lemon Tonight. Same time slot, everything normal, just the title changed. So this guy was actually, and this was not a troll, I guarantee he was trying to make it seem like he was quitting. I agree with what they were saying on the thing, but this guy is obviously, part of the axis of evil, the mainstream media axis of evil. Lemon, Chris Cuomo, and Brian Stelter, and funny enough, they're all on CNN. Now, that's not to say that I think Fox News is any better. I mean, we all know what happened on that fateful night on November 3rd, where they started calling states early, and it's like, who, and I even heard, I don't know if this is verified or not, but I heard something about Rupert Murdoch's wife saying we did it when Trump supposedly lost that night. And it's like, what do you mean you did it? Does that mean that Rupert Murdoch was really secretly trying to get, something's fishy there. But the mainstream media is full of clowns. I mean, we have even Gutfeld and Waters recently in the past 2 weeks. They were saying some crazy stuff too. The mainstream media only cares about ratings. That's all they're there for. They do have a political agenda, but ratings is their main thing. And I bet you now, if they could, they want Trump back. That's why I did a video before. I did a video before about how Trump should not come back too soon. Like I said, I'm not a fanboy of Trump, but I do believe that he needs to stay away, because right now the left is eating itself. See all the executive orders that are being implemented right now. CNN and all the mainstream media, they're dying, except for Tucker Carlson. Now, I think Tucker Carlson is a decent dude. I personally think that he needs to find a different place and maybe start his own thing, because I don't trust Fox News. They're too focused on ratings. I know people need to make money, but you got to think they care more about their ratings and their money than their political agenda, because they hate Trump and they want to constantly talk about him. So I guarantee that they would want him back if they could now. Now, back then, they didn't realize that death was coming for him. So I'm really curious to see what's going to happen. I think in a year, the mainstream media we're going to see a shift. And I think, all this stuff on YouTube, now people say that YouTube is super left and all that stuff. They censor stuff, but they do allow conservative voices. The biggest news segment on YouTube right now, I think, is probably the Young Turks. But when it comes to conservatives, you have things like the Daily Wire, which has Ben Shapiro, Michael Knowles, Andrew Klavan, and Matt Walsh. And then you have The Blaze, which, of course, is Steven Crowder, Glenn Beck, and others. But you also have people like The Quarter and Tim Pool, who are left and sometimes right, but they are sometimes left too. But I think we're about to see a shift in news media, and I'm ready for it. Now, some people say that this country is going downhill and there's no saving it. I think that we are in for some dark times, especially with China. Now, there is some news that apparently Hollywood is getting tired of China's censorship with their movies and stuff. Apparently Disney was backing them even, we all know how they thanked in the end of Mulan. They thanked the place where they filmed, which was near the Uyghur Muslims, right? I think China for filming there. But then China goes around and might censor Shang-Chi and, what was it? The Eternals, I think. And then there was that whole thing with the Oscars, how they were trying to block the person who made No Man Land, the director who made No Man Land. I forget, it was a Chinese female, I forget who it was, but there's some real changes coming, and I don't think anybody can predict what's going to happen. Now, I do think that things are going to get rough for the Conservative Party. Many people are saying that the Republican Party needs to go away. And what's with this whole thing about, we hear this thing about 100 Republicans leaving if the party keeps going to Trump. First of all, those 100 people were neocons, rhinos, and all that crap. Who wants them? I say good riddance. Nobody wants somebody who is going to betray their own party. But as far as the whole dissolving the Republican Party, I honestly don't know where I stand on that. I don't trust Republicans, honestly, as far as I can throw them. Now, some of them are decent. Ted Cruz does stand up for some things. He goes down to the border. He actually seems like he's doing some things. Ron and Rand Paul, I know that they're not Republicans, but those are kind of the politicians that I look to. But I'm not a big fan of Democrats or Republicans right now. A conservative is not necessarily a Republican. Now, conservatives are within the Republican Party, usually. But I just want to conserve the American value system. The freedom of religion, the religious liberties. And what I fought for, and many of my friends died for. So I want to conserve America as what it is, what it founded on. We're not perfect. There are many things, many things that I wish we didn't have when the Constitution was created. We all know our shortcomings in those days, but I think we're about to see a shift, and I'm ready for it. And if America goes down, then it goes down. I think, honestly, that we might see some states secede. Personally, I don't know how we could do it, but I think the cities need to, the country needs to secede from the cities, because I live out in the country, and I don't want to be a part of those cities. I mean, whenever people congregate, they tend to vote far left, and I think that whole thing needs to stop. But anyways, I'll talk to you later. Just wanted to get some things off my chest. All right, bye.